While we have some positive cues that have come in from the global front as well, and that's why the Asian market today, look at that. That's also opened up, and following suit of what the US market did, Asian markets have opened up on the positive side. Taiwan index managing to just see a flattish growth right now. We'll wait out for more uptake of what is happening with Taiwan index. But Hang Seng, that's opened up with gains of almost 1% in the trading session today. We have ASX 200, which is managing to hold on to gains of 0.4%. Nikkei, that's the Japanese index, that's holding on to gains of 0.2%. We have Bank of Japan's decision that will be coming in as well. Shanghai is also holding on to gains of almost 0.2%. Kospi too, we're seeing a bit of a gain in the trading session, 0.5%. We'll watch out for that. So a lot of updates that have come in through the week, a lot of commentary that has come in on the global front. As of now, Asian markets indicating a positive start. Nifty implied open, let's pull that up, is indicating a bit of a muted start for the Indian markets today. It's down 7 points in the trading session, but we'll watch out for where it's going to be headed. But that's the Asian market outlook. Nifty implied open, but how is all this going to be impacting our Indian markets? Let's bring on board our team of research who's joining us to set you up for trade, important stocks to watch out for, cues in the world of F&O as well. Good morning, everyone. And first up, let's go across to Vivek, who's here to tell us the important cues that we're keeping an eye out on today.
Well, good morning. Quite a few cues that we need to keep an eye out for. It's been a topsy-turvy week, especially as far as equity markets have been concerned. US markets yesterday, however, managed to continue making gains for the second straight session. As far as precious metals are concerned, gold, silver and platinum, all of them are trading at fresh record highs. However, overnight, you did see oil prices slide almost 2%. Brent now near the $64 a barrel mark as geopolitical tensions have started to ease. Now, talking about the Indian markets yesterday, despite volatility, managed to snap a 3-day losing streak. Broader markets outperform, advances far outpaced the declines. And now, when you're looking at individual stocks, mainly on the back of results, you saw the top gainers. Dr. Reddy, Wari Energy, Bajaj Consumer, some of the top gainers in the session. On the other hand, quite a few drags, especially from the NBFC pack post results. IFL Finance, sharp drag yesterday. PNB Housing, Kalyan Jewellers, and especially when you're talking about the precious metals and stocks related to base metals as well as non-ferrous metals. So gold, silver and non-ferrous metals, these stocks, all of them saw very volatile trading session. In terms of results to watch out for today, JSW Steel, BPCL, Cipla, IndusInd Bank, Shriram Finance, GCPL will be reporting their results today. Markets will also react to results that came in overnight. Emphasis, Indigo, Cyient, Syngene, some of the key names to keep an eye out for. Keep an eye out for United Spirits as well. A tweet coming from Adar Punalwala saying that they will be making a strong and competitive bid. And Asian market gift Nifty, like you just mentioned, all indicating a subdued start for our markets today.
Thanks so much for that, Vivek. But now let's go across to Upasa, who's here to tell us the important stocks that we should watch out for. Good morning, Upasa.
Good morning, Winnie. Well, a lot of stocks to keep on our radar today. Indigo is the first one. The core business remains resilient. The revenue has seen an uptick of 6% on one-web basis. EBITDA margin stood at 26%, and the company's PAT was impacted largely because of the 1,547 exceptional losses that the company incurred. Next up is Emphasis. In line set of numbers, CC revenue growth at 1.5% versus estimates of 1.5%, so largely in line there. EBIT margin stood at 15.2% with a downtick of 10 basis points quarter on quarter. Coforge is the next one, reports a revenue beat. CC revenue growth at 4.4% versus the estimates of 3.5%. EBITDA largely in line with the estimates at 13.4% versus 14%, down nearly about 60 basis points sequentially. PAT saw a downtick of nearly about 33%. This was mainly impacted by the exceptional loss of nearly around 148 crore. Next up is Cyient. CC revenue growth at 1.9% versus 0.5%. EBITDA stood at 9% versus 8.2%, and PAT is largely down 32%. Zensar Tech is the next one on our radar. It's a strong beat on margins, but the revenue for this company is subdued. Revenue growth down nearly about 1.3% and EBITDA at 17.5% sequentially. Now, Bandhan Bank, overall, if we see, the NII has seen a downtick of 5% due to pressure on yields on the back of portfolio mix change, and PAT has also declined by 52%. Company's NIMs have improved by 6 basis points sequentially, which is in line with the expectations. DLF is the next one on our radar. The company turns gross debt-free for the first time since IPO. Net profit up 13%, revenue up 32%, and margins here at 19.3% versus 26%. Premier Energies, net profit up 53%, revenue up 13% on a one-web basis. Next up is Idea Forge. Good growth in the revenue, but EBITDA and net loss for the company has widened. Also, EBITDA loss has almost doubled. And lastly, coming to United Spirits, Adar Poonawalla has tweeted that they will be putting in a strong and a competitive bid for RCB. Hence, this stock will also remain on our radar today. So all in all, we'll be watching out for all these stocks in today's trading session.
Thank you so much for that, Upasana. But finally, we have Sudarshan, who's here to tell us the important cues in the world of F&O. Sudarshan, good morning. This week, only yesterday, we saw some bit of a green, and that too, it was a bit volatile in between. Today, what are we keeping an eye out on?
Good morning, Vinny. So yesterday, despite all the volatility that we have seen intraday, market has managed to hold on to the gains and Nifty closed around 25,300. Now, today is the penultimate day of weekly expiry, considering Monday is a holiday because of the Republic Day. Now, market needs to move beyond the headlines and react to the earnings. And you would be asking why market is not moving higher, because the earnings so far, whatever we have seen, it has not met the expectations. Largely, most of the companies have reported earnings, those were below estimates. And that's the reason range for Nifty remains from 25,100 to 25,500 or 25,585. Now, today, there are some major companies which will be reporting earnings. JSW Steel, Cipla, IndusInd Bank, Shriram Finance. Will have to say how these companies report the earnings if they manage to beat the expectations. Now, considering the FI's flows, in the index futures, they continue to sell. Yesterday also they have sold around 2,000 crore rupees. In the stock futures, they continue to buy. 2,500 crore was the buy figure. Good part is now they continue to add the long positions. Yesterday also we have seen adding long positions of more than 6,000 contracts. But bad part is on the short side also they continue to build the positions. Yesterday also they have added more than 17,000 contracts. Coming to the options data, why I'm telling you that market will remain in a range. On the call side, 25,400 and 25,200 were the most active ones, while on the put side, 25,300 and 25,200 were the most active put options. So support for Nifty, 25,114. That's the 200 DMA, and resistance 25,580. That's the 100-day moving average. For Nifty Bank, support will be yesterday's intraday low of 58,800, and resistance would be around 59,546. That's the 20 DMA. Two stocks are in the band, Bandhan Bank and Saman Capital. Keep it on two stocks. APL Apollo had announced earnings, and those earnings were very strong. And after that, company has updated the guidance for Q4 FY26 and FY27. And lastly, DLF. Q3 was weak, but company is saying that for FY26, it will meet the booking guidance of almost rupees 22,000 crore rupees.
Okay, Sudarshan, thank you so much for that. We'll surely be keeping an eye out on the updates.